Hi, this is Michael. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing an oracle card reading for the energy of the collective for the waning moon phase of the current lunar cycle. The waning moon is the period between the full moon and the new moon, when the illuminated area of the moon is becoming smaller. Overall, the waning phase is a time for releasing, regrouping, introspection, healing, and rest. The waning moon phase truly encompasses 3 phases: the Waning Gibbous, also known as the Disseminating Phase, the last quarter, also known as the third quarter, and the Waning Crescent, also known as the Balsamic Phase. This collective reading will cover the entire waning moon phase, but more specifically for the period of May 22nd through June the 1st. This waning moon phase starts with the moon in Capricorn, and then it will be moving through Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and then Taurus. We're currently in the disseminating phase, and it can be tempting to fall into a slump during this time, especially if the results of your intentions and goals were not immediately seen with the full moon. If that's the case for you, it's best to just keep your head high and trust in the process. You can share with others what you may have learned from your experiences over the past couple of weeks. Go easy on yourself, accept what is, and then begin regrouping. If you've been working hard on manifesting since the new moon, take some time now to enjoy a well-earned break. The disseminating phase isn't necessarily a time for outward action, but more so a time to start focusing inwards. Some extra meditation and introspection during this time would be beneficial. The waning phase in general is associated with letting go of what no longer serves you. So during this time, take a look at yourself and release any fears or self-limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. You could even do a simple releasing ritual. Make a list of all the things that you wish to release. Things like negative thought patterns, feelings, bad habits, unhealthy attachments. Light a candle or a fire, then meditate with the list in front of the fire, thinking about each item to be released, and then safely burn the list, and then visualize all those things floating away with the smoke. I personally use tissue paper for this as it burns the easiest. And if you don't want to use fire, you could even write your list and flush it down the toilet, visualizing all those things going down the drain, washing away, going back into Mother Earth for healing. Whatever you want to do, just be creative, keep it simple, whatever resonates with you. It's really more about the visualization and the intention behind the releasing ritual. The moon's releasing energy then reaches its peak on the 26th with the last quarter, so this would be the perfect time to give up any bad habits or addictions, and to remove yourself from any unhealthy situations or relationships. Use this powerful energy to unburden yourself of all grudges, regrets, anger, and guilt. It's also a good time for settling disputes and making amends, so get closure by apologizing for anything you feel guilty for, speak honestly with anyone you have unresolved issues with, and forgive yourself and others for any wrongdoing. Then once the Balsamic Phase starts around May 30th, June 1st, it becomes a time for surrender, rest, and healing. The Balsamic Phase marks the end of the lunar cycle, so this is the time to fully surrender to the process, completely let go of all that no longer serves you, and make space for planting seeds again at the time of the new moon, which will be just around the corner. You can use the last of the moon's waning energy for purification and cleansing, so clear out stale energy and create space for the new by focusing on meditation, self-analysis, and inner reflection. And also by decluttering and smudging your home with things like sage and Palo Santo. This final phase is about rest and relaxation in order to allow yourself to heal and to fully prepare for the upcoming new moon. So with that being said, let's get started with the collective reading and see what the cards have to tell us. I've laid out a card here to assist with the energy of the reading. It's the Waning Moon card from the Moonology Oracle deck. The message is, what do you need to release? It's important for this time. Okay. And for today's reading, I'll be using the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck from John Holland. I already meditated and shuffled before starting, but we'll give it another quick shuffle here. And just a reminder that this is a general reading, so all of it may not resonate with you. Just take whatever does and leave the rest. And then once again, this is going to be a Waning Moon Oracle reading for the period of May 22nd through June the 1st. Alright, let's get started. Okay, for this first card, we're looking for what is the current energy of the collective. What is the current energy of the collective? We've got believe and succeed. So some of you may have your bearings set or your eyes set on a particular goal at this time. It's a boat moving towards a light there. Could be feeling very optimistic. Maybe moving out of a difficult situation into a much better. Or you may be working towards that at this time. If so, it's telling you believe and succeed. Or some of you could be struggling with believing in yourself at this time for whatever reason. Or some of you could have had some recent achievements or success with something. Possibly received some recognition of sorts. It's also about being a beacon of light for others, so some of you may be shining your light, being that beacon. Okay, for this next card, what may be blocking the collective from stepping into their highest potential? And we've got find balance. Popped right out there almost. So some of you may need to find some sort of balance in your life. There's actually some different symbols here. A cup, so some of you may be finding balance with alcohol or drinking, balance with time, balance with love and romance, balance with luxury. So it's really about finding balance in all aspects of your life, however that resonates for you personally. This is one of the physical cards, so it's about balance with physical, earthly matters. Also with the pink and the blue here, about balancing your masculine and feminine. Some of you may need to embrace the feminine or embrace the masculine, because we all have both aspects within us. Some of you may have too much on your plate, so it's about focusing on the important things first, or delegating if you can. Or you may need to find some internal balance. Okay, this next card, how can we effectively release these blocks? And got balance. That's too funny. So. And again, the masculine, feminine. It's cool, all these cards have pink and blue. Pink and blue. It's pretty cut and dry, so in order to overcome imbalance, you gotta find the balance. Some of you may need to look deep inside of you to find this balance. You focus on the feelings of your heart. Not necessarily what you think, but what you feel. Some of you may have some indifferences with others that may be causing imbalances at this time, so recognizing that and knowing that we're all connected. You also may need to work on raising your vibration to find balance and keep that vibration up. It's also accepting some things how they are, or compromising with them, finding a compromise, or even working close with someone that you're connected to or close to help you find this balance. Okay, for this next card, what habits or behaviors may be holding the collective back? What habits or behaviors may be holding the collective back? Take this top. We've got spread your wings. So some of you could be living too much in La La Land, too much from the crown chakra. Might need to stay more grounded, live a little bit in the real world at least. You know, you can dream all day, but if you don't take action towards those dreams, then it doesn't really go anywhere. This card's also about freedom and confinement, so some of you may need to get out of your house. You may be staying home too much, not getting out, interacting with other people, spreading your light around. Or you may be in the habit of being too free, not being at home for your loved ones, staying out late at night. Not that that's necessarily bad, just if it becomes a habit. Some of you could be just very indecisive, so you may need to work on that. Alright, and for this next card, what needs to be healed by the collective during this Waning Moon phase? What needs to be healed by the collective during this Waning Moon phase? And we've got release. It's perfect. Some of you may need to really work on releasing those old ways of thinking or old patterns. Really anything that's holding us back or dragging us down. Looks like he's shedding his skin here. Some of you may be afraid of showing your true selves, revealing your true selves. So you may need to work on healing that fear, putting yourself out there. You may need to work on internally healing yourself. Some of you could have some emotional issues at this time, or some of you could have some self-esteem issues. It could also be about seeing the world in a different light. Some of you could have had some recent endings, maybe in relationships or in some part of your life, or dealing with death of a loved one even. So healing from that. Okay, for this next card, what adjustments should the collective make in order to prepare for the upcoming new moon? What adjustments should the collective make? Oh goodness. We've got choose your battles. So some of you may be showing some resistance, maybe resistance to change, or resistant to others. Some of you may have more options than you think in your current situation, so it's about seeing all the different options, taking it all in before making a decision. Some of you could be stuck in conflict constantly, whether it be with yourself or people you're around, which in turn can be very exhausting, very energy draining. So it's about choosing your battles, just spending that energy wisely. You know, it's important to stand up for what you believe in, but sometimes it's like talking to a rock. You know, if it's not truly worth it, just let it go. Or some of you could not be standing up for what you believe in, so it's about finding the courage to do that. The courage to stand up to people you think are bigger than you, or that feel bigger than you. But it's also about not being too aggressive in the process. Okay, for this last card, we're looking for a message for the collective from the universe. Message for the collective from the universe. Had something pop up. And we've got listen. Listen. The universe wants you to listen. So it's about quieting your mind. You may need to meditate more. Really focus on your inner self. That inner silence. It's also about using your intuition. It's also about listening to your guides and angels. You know, whether it's clairaudiently or through signs, synchronicities. Or you may need to just listen to people around you. You know, really hear people out. Focus, give people that attention they need. Being fully present for people. Listening truly starts with becoming quiet, centered, and totally present in a situation. If you haven't read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, I would suggest that. It's a good book. I'm reading it now, actually. It's even on audiobook. This card's really not just about listening, but about all of his senses. Even your sixth, seventh, whatever, your extrasensory senses. So this could be a good time to work on those. Okay, so during this waning moon phase, we need to work on releasing all that no longer serves us, getting rid of the old, allowing room for the new, you know, shedding those old ways of living, those old patterns. And then we should all find some sort of balance in our life. Whatever imbalances you have currently, work on bringing those into alignment. You may also need to find some balance in your relationships. Be sure to stand up for what you believe in, but don't get too caught up in it. And really during this waning moon phase, it's really a time for introspection, so it's about going inside, listening to that inner silence, quieting the chatter of the mind, and focus on finding some internal balance. Embracing both masculine and feminine energy. But we also need to be there attentively for others, listening with all senses, and also being the shining light, the lighthouse, the beacon of light, helping others who may be lost at this time. Or if you're lost yourself, looking for those that are shining their light. And then as we get closer to the new moon, we need to just fully surrender to the process. And then again, really focus on releasing all that no longer serves you. Work on that inner healing. And then just know that there's a fresh start ahead with the upcoming new moon. So that's my reading for this waning moon phase. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in.